This summer is hot. Not just the weather, but also stablecoin yield in DeFi. If you took some profits in the recent bull run, it's time to put those stablecoins to work while you sleep. These three strategies yielding more than 8% APY, safer than most of the other strategies, and not a financial advice, of course. And the best one is in the end, so stick around for the alpha. Without further ado, let's get started. If you're new here, I'm Johnny Time, a DeFi educator and smart contract security engineer. Today we're going through my top 3 stablecoin yield strategies for summer 2025. These are relatively low-risk, passive strategies with nice yield, so let's dive in. The first strategy, using DeFi finance. If you're not sure what is DeFi finance and how it works, check out my other complete DeFi tutorial in the description below. And the first strategy is with Go and USDC, which is currently yielding 12.5% APY, which is way better than the yield they will get in most banks on US dollars. If you look at the APY chart, you can see that the yield is pretty solid and stable, and the average in the last few months is 12.5%, so I don't expect it to go way lower, maybe up to 10%. So this is those kind of strategies where you can just set and forget and know that your dollars are making over 10% APY over a few months. Now let's explore the risks. So the risks are pretty low because we're dealing with a liquidity position of 2 stablecoins, so you won't suffer from impermanent loss, and 50% of this LP is wrapped Aave stake based USDC, so it's essentially USDC that is staked on Aave. And USDC is fully collateralized with US dollars in banks accounts, so you're essentially holding dollars on chain. And the other one is it with the wrapped Aave stake Go token. Now the Go token is the Aave stablecoin. And why I mentioned low risk, because Aave is one of the most battle tested protocol out there in DeFi. It exists since 2019, if I'm not wrong, and it has billions of dollars in TVL, and it's pretty battle tested. So I feel safe deploying my capital to such strategies. And if USDC based one with US dollars, it's essentially using Circle, the company Circle, and Go is from Aave and is also backed by multiple assets, including stablecoins, ETH, and BTC, then I'm pretty safe deploying capital into the strategies. Now, bear in mind that everything has a risk and it's not a financial advice, and you're exposing yourself to DPEG risk of Go token, very unlikely in my opinion. Also smart contract security risks because you're using Aave smart contracts and also DeFi smart contracts, the Vault and the strategy contract when you use this interface. But again, considering the passive nature of the strategy, the high yield and the low risk, for me it's a go, and I'm choosing this strategy. Speaking of making crypto work for you, imagine getting up to 10% cash back on every purchase using crypto. Well, that's what I'm getting with my crypto card every single day. It makes spending my crypto and stablecoins in real life so easy, just like any other card. And the great news is that it's currently available both in the US and in Europe. And there are also so many more bonuses and features to explore. If you want to check it out and grab that cashback, I have put my invite link in the description below. For the second strategy, we will also use DeFi, but here the risk is slightly higher. So we have this chain called Fractal, and this is the new chain, the blockchain, the layer 2 of Frax. Frax is known for a stablecoin, semi-algorithmic stablecoin. It's not completely algorithmic like Terra and UST. It's semi-algorithmic, and 85% of the collateral of the Frax token is USDC. So it's quite safe. You know that for every 1 Frax dollar, there is 85% USDC that is working there in the reserves and generating yield. And FRAX USD is essentially $1, it's pegged to $1. If you look at the price chart of Frax USD, you can see that it's quite stable in the last year. It doesn't have any critical events. This one, it went down almost 2%. Nice arbitrage opportunity if you're following this kind of depeg event, small deviations in price. But let's see exactly what it means. So we see that we have here different yield, 20+% APY, 19%, 17, 18%. We have all these nice yields, but we don't really understand what is Frax USD and FXB 2025 1231. Let's just pick the middle one, which is 19% APY. I'm just gonna enter here. And if we scroll down here, we can see that this strategy is creating liquidity position in convex of Frax token, which is a stablecoin. They have here an issue with the interface because there was a recent rebranding of Frax. So Frax USD became Frax, but this is supposed to be $1. And also we have this FXB 2029 1231 token that we are not sure what it means. Luckily, we have a great description here on DeFi. FXB tokens are simple, trustless tokens that resemble a zero coupon bond that converts to the Frax stablecoin on maturity. So it's some kind of bond, and we can already understand from the name here that it probably matures in 2029. FXBs are debt tokens denominated in Frax stablecoins, not a claim on any other asset or collateral. FXB tokens are only convertible to Frax stablecoins. They do not guarantee Frax peg, Frax value, or yield interest denominated in any other asset except Frax. That's why the risk is a bit higher, because you're essentially creating an LP position of a stablecoin that is quite safe with a bond of this stablecoin that is going to mature in a few years. And if you look at the APY, we can see that it averages 29% APY in the recent year. And we can see that it never goes below like 15%. So it's pretty nice yield. The TVL is growing consistently, which means that people have confidence with this strategy. We don't see any withdrawals, just an uptrend of the TVL, and the price of the LP token is always going up because, of course, there is more demand for getting into this vault and buying this LP. That's why the price is going up, averaging $1.1, which is a premium of 10%. You can always jump to the safety score of the strategy and the vault, and you can see all the analysis of DeFi, low complexity strategy, which is a good sign, very low or zero expected impermanent loss, medium market capitalization, average volatility asset, platform audited by trusted reviewer, and project contracts are verified. In my opinion, $8.8 million is not that medium, and it's enough TVL to make me feel confident deploying my stablecoins into the strategies. And again, not a financial advice. Of course, with 20% APY, also there is certain risk that comes into play. To deploy capital into the strategy, you will have to bridge funds to the Fraxtal chain. My go-to bridge is Squid Router, and you can see that we can easily bridge $10,000 from base USDC to Frax USDC on Frax USD on Fraxtal for very small amount of fee, like $4 on $10,000. Now bear in mind that you will need also some Frax token, which is the native token for paying for transaction fees in the chain. So maybe bridge $5 first as the Frax token and then the rest of Frax USD. So you have some Frax token to pay for transaction fees. Did you know that you are losing money on every single swap you make? It's not just about gas fees, it's also slippage and inefficient routing. When you're using a single DEX, you're getting their price, not the best price. An aggregator scans multiple DEXs to fix this, but not all of them work the same. Some of them promote a good price on the UI, but when the actual swap happens on-chain, you get a worse price. This is why after testing so many aggregators, I decided to use only Matcha aggregator for my personal trades. They go a step further and they use a professional RFQ system to get the best prices for the users from professional market makers. And the price that you see in the UI is exactly the price that you get in the swap. I tried it myself and it constantly finds better prices than other DEXs and other aggregators. A huge thank you to Matcha for sponsoring this video. Use the link in the description to try it out. And the last strategy, the most interesting strategy, is abracadabra money. Currently, there are incentives for providing liquidity for meme and USDC, USDT, pretty safe tokens, but we also have a meme, which is magic internet money. Now, as far as I know, meme is fully collateralized stablecoin, so you can only borrow it if you deposit other assets, and it's safe assets and pretty liquid assets like ETH, Bitcoin, and other stables like USDC and USDT. And currently they have promotions where they give very, very nice yield for providing liquidity on both Arbitrum and Kava chain. For me, Kava chain is more lucrative because not many people know about this chain and know how to get funds into these chains. That's why you can get an extra 4% yield. By the way, bear in mind that this is APR, not APY. I assume it's going to be around 18% APY when you compound the interest. And if you enter here this liquidity, you can see that you can provide this meme USDT liquidity, which are both stable coins, and get those 14.1% APR, which is incredible for stablecoins. The TVL is also quite high, so I'm not worried, more than $3 million. If you want to go lower risk, I would recommend going to Arbitrum and providing liquidity for these pools where the TVL is higher and it's also more known chain. I went for Kava for the high yields. And again, if you want to bridge funds to Kava, my go-to bridge is, again, Squid Router. You can see right now that if we bridge USDC from base to USDT and Kava, let's say $1,000, we will get in Kava basically 0.2% fee. This is pretty low. We get a pretty nice rate to bridge our USDC to USDT and Kava, and then you can swap it for meme, or actually you can deposit it directly when you add liquidity to the pool. It's automatically gonna sell one token to another. And again, bear in mind that in order to send transaction in Kava, you will need some Kava tokens to pay for gas. So first make sure to bridge like maybe $10 of USDC to Kava so you have enough money to pay for transaction fees. So these were my top 3 stablecoin yield strategies for DeFi Summer 2025. To recap, the first one was Go USDC on BFI. Second one was Fractal on BFI. So we have stablecoins. Here we filter Fractal. All these Fractal strategies to generate approximately 15 to 20% APY. And the last one is the Abracadabra meme swap, meme USDT liquidity pool in Kava chain. Final tip, don't go all in, diversify your strategy, deploy capital, divide it to different strategies so you don't have all the eggs in one basket. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section below. Let me know what are your favorite DeFi stablecoin yield strategies in 2025. And if you enjoy this content, make sure to like the video, it really helps, and subscribe to the channel for more awesome DeFi and Web3 tutorials. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.